Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Lillian and today I'm going to be attempting to sew a dress that is red and yellow and inspired by medieval / Renaissance fashion trends. My voice also is not the greatest right now because allergies suck. They can go die in a hole as my throat is dying. But putting that aside, here we go. Now, originally this red and yellow fabric I bought alongside a lime and white fabric, and I thought I would go with the lime dress first, but I did not. So this entire video you see right now has no addition to the rest of the video. Anyway, I started off, I reused the top pattern that I had for my birthday / Met Gala dress, if you saw that video, because that fit me really well and I didn't feel like going down a pattern rabbit hole or pay for another pattern. Here it was, and I came to an unfortunate realization once I had finished sewing the whole top. I made a stupid mistake. I cut the entire top the wrong direction of the stretch. So it stretches down instead of side to side, and it's just not gonna work. Even if I had a zipper, it could work, but that would mean I need to go through with the whole skirt and make the whole entire dress, then add the zipper, then see if it even works. And that's just not a risk I'm willing to take. I have more than enough left over. This is why you buy a bunch of fabric. And I just really need enough of this fabric for top and the sleeves, which I do have obviously enough for. It's just kind of crushing that the past 2 hours have just been for nothing. And the thing is, I did check the stretch before I cut, but I think I just was trying to maximize the efficiency of using the pattern on the fabric and turned it the wrong way. Yeah, not great. Second time around, made sure the fabric was the right way, and I sewed that top. So then I move on to the sleeves. I measure my arms, I double check the measurements, I then trace them onto the fabric, cut them out, sew the two sides together, and it does not fit my arm. I tried to put it on, it got to about here. So I made all my measurements bigger and tried again for the sleeves. So that was a really great experience. Anyway, now that we have the top fully sewn together, we can move on to the skirt, which after all this top, I just needed an easy skirt to do. So I did a 3-panel skirt. I was originally only planning on 2, but I wanted to add more volume to it. Even though it is Renaissance-y and medieval styled, which is a pretty straight, flat skirt, I wanted at least a little bit of shape. So then I sewed all the panels together. I threw on the skirt so I can kind of get a sense of what it's looking like before the two are sewn together. And I begin questioning. This skirt is too see-through for my liking. It's not like scandalous see-through, but it's not looking great see-through where you can see both my legs. So, did some fabric digging, and I found this leftover yellow canvas fabric that I got years and years and years ago. I only had enough for 1 panel, but that was okay. I sewed it on and that did wonders. You can't even tell that the panel's there. My brain was thinking of other fixes. Here's the concept I came up with this train that covers the other 2 panels in the back. Now I go to my yellow fabric and I cut out the skirt, and I again go with 3 panels just so I can get those pockets again. So then I sew all those together, and the next step is bias tape, which I've never worked with before. I haven't worked with a lot of sewing techniques. I just know a lot of them because I've watched videos and tutorials and other things, so I have a lot of sewing knowledge in my brain, but when it comes to actual skill, that's the little hurdle. Just a tiny little hurdle, you know, getting my brain to reality. The bias tape I cut out, I think it was 4 20-inch strips. And then yesterday, I got to work. I switched out the thread back from yellow to red. That rhymed. And I sewed all the bias tape. So I just did the bias tape all the way around the skirt, and it's there. I do definitely feel like there needs to be some hand sewing done, because the outside, no complaints. No complaints of how it looks from here, but on the inside, it's not doing too great. And especially on these two outer sides where it'll actually be out, it's not something I would be proud of. So now I get to go through the hand sewing process and just make sure everything is actually sewn on. And yeah, my machine is really, the tension is not wanting to cooperate. I am getting tension, and I have the machine set to 1. I did 2 lines of straight stitch throughout because I haven't mentioned, but throughout this whole dress, my sewing machine has been deteriorating, which has not been a fun experience. It first started when we moved about a year ago. I thought that it broke and probably the bobbin tension got a little off, but it was a small fix. I just had to, from the usual 5 to 4 tension range, I just had to bring it down to like 3, and it worked fine. So this entire dress, I've had it at 1, and there's been times where it has skipped stitches and still been too tight, where it has been gathering. At least my machine stopped eating my fabric, because it was eating my fabric the entire time I was sewing the top. This machine I've been using, I found out, is 11 years old. It's like a computery machine, which those ones typically don't last as long as just the normal machines without all the fancy buttons and flashing lights and things. So I will be getting a new machine soon, because this one has tested my patience way too much during what should have been a simple dress. I now have finished sewing the bias tape, and I am putting the whole thing together. All right, so just bear with me a sec. Imagine there is no white tank top. It does not exist. I did not sew it, so therefore it does not exist. I definitely feel like the lining in the front, for the front panel though, definitely a good choice. Even though I didn't have enough to do it for the full dress, this train also, it's just, sometimes all you need is to just kind of dig through the fabric you have. Who knows, oh my god, I love it. Oh my god, it is. Here, wait. I mean, oh my god, it is exactly what I wanted, but also now it has, oh my god. I thought I was gonna hate that it doesn't go all the way down, but I kind of love the fact that it doesn't go all the way down. I did not realize how medieval I was actually like. I'm gonna stop saying medieval and start saying Renaissance, because it's really more Renaissance than. I'm gonna sew this together and wear this for the rest of the day. And before I knew it, it was finished. Like, I finished it, but I didn't want to wear it immediately like I normally do. Well, I did, but it has been 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 33 degrees Celsius here the past few days and this entire week, and I don't want to get the dress sweaty. So I am planning on wearing it later. I have not done that yet, but future me, do your thing. I am so happy with how this dress turned out. It's so twirly, it's so fun. The cape, I love the way it goes in the wind, and I love the bias tape. I thought I was gonna kind of hate it in the end, but I absolutely love it. The dress, it gives medieval vibes, which is exactly what I wanted, without it screaming, I'm at a Renaissance fair. I hope you enjoyed, and this inspired you to go inspect your machine and actually think about if you need a new one before starting a new project. And yeah, I hope you have a great day and your machine doesn't want to break down, but if it does, you have hand sewing patience. But I really need to go blow my nose. See you later. Bye.